Hello there, I'm Daryl. Nice to meet you. Thank you for checking this page out. If you're here, it's probably because you want to have a child, or maybe you already have a child and you want to have another child. Um, but maybe you and you're probably, I should say, you, or maybe you and your partner are in a position where you feel like every time you see a newborn baby, you know, your heart swells up and your ovaries feel like they might explode. And that's a wonderful thing because, I mean, I know for me at least, having Malaya has brought a lot of joy to my life, and it's a wonderful experience if you're eager and ready for it. But at the same time, I know there's a lot of concerns and issues. For example, maybe you feel like you have to search in secret, or maybe you've found it hard to find someone you can trust. You know, you probably, if you're watching this, you don't want to ask someone you know, but at the same time, at least especially if we're a good fit, you don't want it to be a faceless donor. So that's part of why I've put this page and this video and all this together. It's so that way you can really at the end of the day feel safe about where you're going to get your sperm and who's going to father your child. So as I said, my name is Daryl. This is Malaya. It means freedom in Tagalog, which is Filipino. And aside from Malaya, I've gotten 3 girls pregnant other than her mother. Her mother's aware that I'm doing this and is fully okay and on board. We do have some terms, but I'll get into that, you know. So like I said, this page is to help make sure I'm a good fit for you first, and then you're a good fit for me. And then if those match, if we match, talk about the next steps. So the first step is, step 1, am I a fit for you? So again, watch this video, check out all the information on the page. Step 2 is, in this video, I'm gonna ask a series of questions, and you need to be able to answer yes to all of them to be a good fit for me. So again, stay tuned, pay attention. And finally, 3, if I'm a match for you and you're a match for me, then step 3 is to make a payment. So it's a lot of time and energy to help someone. And so it's a pay what you want option, should be set up on this page. There is a minimum. And what that does is that gets me committed to helping you for 3 months. Depending on the situation, I may go longer. We may have to talk about more payment, but it is a lot of time and energy, and there are different methods, and I'll talk about that in a second. So once again, this page and this video and stuff is put together to make sure we are a good fit. So step 1 is to make sure I'm a good fit for you. And if that's true, step 2 is to make sure you're a good fit for me. I'm gonna ask a series of questions, and you'll need to be able to answer yes to all of them. And if you can, then please proceed to step 3. And step 3 is to make a payment to prove that you're serious. So this isn't to get rich. It's not why I'm doing it at all. I've spoken to literally a couple of hundred couples, and it takes a lot of time to talk to people and make sure if it's a good fit. That's why I put this page together, because I'm not doing this as a business. I'm not doing this as an ongoing thing. I have a goal to help a certain number of couples or families, and then I'm gonna stop. And it's just a lot of time to be committed. So it's not per donation, it's per length of time that we'll be trying. So the pay what you want has a minimum, and it means that I will be committed for 3 months to helping you get pregnant. If it's a donation every day, then it's a donation every day while you're ovulating or your partner's ovulating. Again, we can talk about that a little bit more. So step 1 is about me. So step 1, let's talk about this. So some of the things that I'm willing to do are, I've only really found 3 options. So there's artificial insemination, which either you do at home or with a clinic. There's the natural method, which is unprotected sexual intercourse. And then there's partial insemination, which is where we don't really have sex. It's more like, I don't know, it's like there's still penetration intercourse, but just to ejaculate essentially inside. So I'm not sure what you want, but all of those are okay with us. Again, there are some terms, and that I'll get into in part 2. So if you're curious to know about me, again, at the time of this recording, I'm 36 years old, very healthy, well educated. I've got a ton of work experience. I'm fairly well accomplished in my career. I've really designed my life. Recently I got weighed and measured, and my body fat percentage is below the norms. So I've got like 8% body fat, when men I think it's 10 to 18% is normal, and that's intentional. Same thing with my work. I'm a business coach and marketing consultant, and I work online so I can work and travel the world. At the time of this recording, again, I'm actually in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. I just spent 2 years on a beautiful tropical beach in the Philippines. called Palawan. That's where Malaya was conceived and born, and it was beautiful, but it was also very rural. So after 2 years, wanted to travel. And why I'm doing this is because I was an orphan. My mom had, well, I didn't know, I just found out a couple of years ago. I actually found my biological mom, and that's when this all came together. So I've been asked, I'm tall, I'm 6'4", you know, I'm good looking, this isn't a brag, but I've been told I'm good looking, I'm smart, I've, you know, got a lot going for me. And before, I'd been asked twice if I would donate to friends or friends of family. And I was kind of nervous, didn't know how I felt about it. But then recently I found my biological mom, and I was really grateful that I was adopted because her situation was terrible. She's made a lot of really bad decisions and continues to do so. But then a year later I found my biological dad, and I really like who he is based on the decisions he's made. It's not about if he knew I existed or not, he didn't. But I like him because of who he is and the choices he's made. Whereas my mom, my biological mom, I find it really hard to connect with her because of the choices she made, and I don't want to be associated with that. You know, and she's almost 50 now, and so it's kind of like I don't think she's going to change. But having met them, it gave me that perspective that if I were a donor, what might it be like if I ever knew my kids? I think I want to be an unknown donor or a no contact donor, but at least until the child is ready and is curious. And then, even then, I would like to know what my child looks like, and I'd like to know about the milestones of their life. But day-to-day parenting, I'm not the parent. You will be. You know, I'm not trying to be telling you what to do or how to raise the child. You know, that's not what I want. I really want my family and what I'm doing to be respected. It's a little bit about what I want. I'll get into that more. But just telling you about me, not only was I adopted, but my adopted father died, and my adopted mom remarried, and my step-adopted dad ended up having a long-lost son he never knew about, who ended up being older than me. So now I have an older brother that's like long-lost. So I've met my biological family, like my biological mom. I have a brother and a sister, and I've met them. And then my step-adopted dad, I have like a long-lost brother, older brother, and I met him. And I've had friends that have been adopted and in foster care in various scenarios, so I feel very comfortable with how this kind of thing can work and play out. I don't know, I'm only 36, I don't know what it'll be like when I'm 60 or 80, but at least to now. So that's a bit about my story, and that's why I agreed to help. I got asked a third time, and that's when I really started to consider it, because of these experiences I've had. So I decided I wanted to help a set number of couples, and I did a couple of posts in some groups, and there was a huge response, and I realized it's a really big need, and it's a painful need too for people that really want to be parents. And for myself, having benefited from being given to a family where people wanted to have a child, I want to help couples who, or even individuals who want to have kids that I'm comfortable with. So that's a little bit about me. Again, on this page there'll be more information about, there's a psychological profile, there's my DNA testing. Hey Malaya, she loves these walks, hey? She just loves looking at everything. So that's about me. Now, some of the questions, step 2 is to say, are you a fit for me? So am I a fit for you? You probably already decided by now if you feel good about this in your gut or not. And if you wish to continue, some of the things that I want to know is, can you say yes to all these questions? So first of all, are you okay with no involvement, but like maybe knowing me in limited contact, where I want to know what my child looks like, I want to know, be there for milestones. You know, I could be a godfather they see once or twice a year type thing, but day to day you would be their parent. Is that okay? Perfect. Some of my questions and things that I'd like to know, or make sure that you have an understanding, is you understand that if you are in a partnership, that if you break up, it's not my responsibility to help take care of this child. That you two will have had a mature conversation. This isn't a dog, right? It's not a puppy. It's a living human. And so do you have a plan? Like, if you two break up, am I gonna get a phone call? I don't want one. So you have to be able to say, yes, Daryl, despite if this relationship somehow doesn't work out, we understand, good. The next one would be if money is tight. I'm not here to financially support this child. I'm here to help you achieve a dream. And if you acknowledge that and you can say, yes, if money is tight, we understand. It's our obligation, our responsibility. It's not up to you to step in at any point. I really want to make sure that my family is protected and respected because I'm doing this to help. I'm not doing this to distract from my goals and my plan with my life. So if you can say yes to that, then good. Okay, awesome. Next one is sickness. What happens if one of you gets sick? Same thing with the breakup. I mean, I'm going to empathize. I'm here to talk and chat, and if I know anyone or can connect you in any way, but I don't want to be, do you agree, I am not personally liable or expected to step in and take care of this child or be responsible for this child in sickness, if money is tight, if the couple breaks up. If you can say yes to all that, then perfect. The next one is, do you agree to how the relationship I'll have with the child? I'm okay with being known, but do you agree that typically it's no contact, I'm not involved in day-to-day, even month-to-month parenting. I'm there to be around for milestones. I want to know what they look like. I want to hear how they're doing and get updates, but I'm not to be, you are their parents, not me. I can be a cousin, a distant relative, godparent, something like that. And I think if we're okay with that, and as long as you know that, yes, my girlfriend's okay with this, terms and conditions. So if we're okay so far, if you're okay with this so far, and you can answer yes to my concerns, my girlfriend's okay with this, and we mentioned the methods. There's the natural method, which is sexual intercourse, unprotected. My girlfriend's okay with that as long as, one, this isn't supposed to be a secret. She's gonna know that it's happening. But two, we get proper STD testing. Really, again, this isn't to distract from my life and what I'm doing with my family. That's why there's some payment in advance. Also, you would be responsible for any expenses incurred. So then how do we do this? It would be natural method or artificial, where I either ship or I'm local where you are and I deliver donations. Shipping, how it works is you can buy kits online. The sperm gets mixed with something called test yolk buffer. There's actual egg yolk, like you cook for breakfast or whatever, eggs in your kitchen, that's in it, and it provides food for the sperm, and the sperm can live 4 days in cold storage. So there's these kits for shipping, and with express delivery, basically anywhere in the world we can deliver and ship sperm. So if you want to look up the kits, there's a bunch of them online. I might put some links on this page. So there's that option. Or if you want natural method, or you want to do AI but want me to be local, that's fine. If you can travel to me, I can travel to you. But again, I don't want to incur any expenses. So if I'm traveling to you, you would be responsible for the flight and anywhere I stay if I don't stay with you. And that's really it. Those methods are okay. And what has to happen really for you to get the most of this is you need to track your cycle so you know when you're most fertile. That way we can schedule this to happen over your most fertile days. Really, you want to get a bunch of donations. The best success stories that I know of are where there's multiple donations and you're not paying per donation. You're paying for my attention and my participation for 3 months, 3 months of attempts during your most fertile kind of week. And that's what the payment is for. And so again, it's up to you and your plan. Like, what do you want? How do you want to do this? And those are the methods. And again, as long as we don't incur any expenses, because my work is online, it actually makes it very convenient. If I have to work and if I have to travel, that's fine. If we're delivering it, shipping, that's fine. Can ship worldwide, express, overnight delivery. Sperm's good for 4 days. That's fine. You might need to do a bit of research into how much do the kits cost. Most kits come with I think enough for 4 or 5 vials or test tubes. So that kind of gives you the 1 week, your fertile week. So, and that's really it. If you're okay with this so far, please again review the stuff on the pages. As long as you know and you'll respect my family and there's no drama, you're okay with signing paperwork. And despite what you do or don't know, a contract is only as good as your ability to enforce it. So that's why I'm trying to be really clear up front that I'm not trying to co-parent, not trying to be involved whether we have sex or I send you sperm. You are going to be responsible. You are the parent for day-to-day living, and then I'm just here to help, and I'm happy to help. So if we're on the same page, if all this is good, please go ahead and make the payment. After that, we can get on the phone and figure out how the rest of this works. If it doesn't work out, I will refund the money, maybe minus a little bit for like fees that I've incurred, you know, like, because to process the payments, I'm not going to get rich off your single payment, right? That's not what this is about. Again, it's just making sure that I know that I'm spending time with people who are serious, and then the payment is made. And then we're not talking about money. We're talking about, okay, what method do you want to do? Have you picked out which kit if you want me to ship? Or what days do you want to travel? Right? This page will be updated with where I am in the world, so you can determine whether you want to travel to me, want me to travel to you. You can do the research and have everything you need to know. And that's it. If this has been a great fit, then I look forward to talking to you. Yeah, there may be a few other questions, but as I said, at this point, hopefully you should know enough. You can think about it. If you're serious, then let's make a payment and set up an appointment to talk. And at any point in time, like I said, I can refund your money. There might be a small subtraction for like just banking fees incurred, whatever. If we have 7 meetings and then decide it doesn't work out, I might subtract a little for my time. But I'm not here to rip anyone off. I'm really putting myself out there. This page has got everything about me from my genetic DNA code, okay? So I'm already really exposing myself just to be here, to be available to help you, because I'm someone who benefited from being with a family who really wanted a child. And I would love, if that's you, I would love to help you, so there could be somebody else in this world that's really grateful for having such wonderful parents. So again, nice to meet you. Hey, Malaya, say goodbye. We're gonna finish up our walk. I gotta find my dog. She's been having a blast while I've been making this video, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.